Councilman Reginald Brown, 10th District,
Yes,
Jacksonville, Florida.
Yes, and good morning.
Good morning. And we're going to talk about your military career in the United States Army, active duty as well as reserve.
Okay.
And if you don't mind, you can just tell us where you went to school, first of all.
Yeah, well, I'm a native of Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
I graduated from Reebok High School in 1980. My first 2 years out of high school, like most, I thought I was ready for college. I attended college. I did extremely well my first 2 semesters. And somewhere along the way, I was not disciplined to continue on that path. And I basically fell out of college. I could not go back with receiving Pell Grants.
Okay.
I had to pay for it. I just didn't have the money to do that. So I had to make some other choices. So I got a job, and it was minimum wage, and back then I believe it was less than $3 an hour. And I was not happy with myself with that. So I'll never forget, I was out hanging out in a mall called Gateway in Jacksonville, and a recruiter came up to me, and I'm telling him the whole time that I'm not interested, and he basically stated that the reason I was not interested is because I couldn't pass the test, the ASVAB test. And I'm looking at him like, you don't know me, man. I'm smart. I could pass any test. Right. So I did. I took the pre-test, and he was probably more amazed than I was that I did extremely well, and asked if I would come back during the week to take the actual ASVAB exam. And I did, and it scored well, and he showed me jobs that I qualified for. And that to me was a turn in my life, because what I was doing, it was a sales clerk, and it was meaningful employment, but I wanted a career.
Right. And
what he offered me was a career. And I knew I needed discipline, so I wasn't interested at the time because it was a 3x3 contract, 3 years active, 3 years reserved. Wasn't interested in a straight 6-year contract because I didn't feel like I needed that much time to get the discipline that I needed. So I did, and at the end of my 3 years, I got out. I went into the Army Reserve and completed the 3x3 contract. And I have to say that had to be the turnaround or the change in my life because of the discipline that I received. And as soon as I got off active duty, I went back to college, and I graduated with honors, receiving my bachelor's degree from Edward Waters College, which is a local school here, in criminal justice. And immediately after that, I went to Florida A&M University and received my master's. And so what it showed me was that you can't do anything without being disciplined. And so I give much credit to the Army for the discipline that they gave me. And it was very beneficial being in the reserve because of the check that you get monthly. But two, the benefits, you got medical, you have life insurance, and those are things that really cost on the civilian side of the house. And so for me, it was great to have that. Having a child, I wanted to be able to provide for her. And so that just worked in my favor. Now, once I completed my time, I got completely out of the military and actually stayed out 10 years, from 1990 to 2000. And then I started looking at my retirement, which is very important, and talking to seniors, and it's letting me know that although they retired, the bulk of that check now goes towards health care. Right. That's $600-700, and I'm like, wow, I may need to go back in the military. At least I can lock in my medical benefits and receive a check monthly, along with education benefits and things of that nature. So I went back in as an E4 actually, and soon went through the ranks to E7, and then looked at the warrant officer program, and at that time I switched over in 2007 to warrant officer, and I've been moving up the ranks since then.
And the unit you're with now, where is it located?
It's in Orlando, Florida. I serve as a career management officer with the 5th Battalion out of Orlando. Great job. We have the state of Florida as well as Puerto Rico. And basically what I do is sit down with warrant officers and talk about career progression and how they can get promoted and retirement as well.
So even though you're a council person, you're still living the Army dream, as it were.
Oh, absolutely. And I share that with people all the time, that you may have to do a few things in life to put those eggs in the basket for retirement. And the reserve, in all honesty, the Army Reserve is probably one of the best things that you can do is serve and retire. You know, you want to get the retirement so you can have that monthly income coming in at some point. You can have the medical benefits. And it was all in exchange for just serving your country,
right.
you know, doing a job. And so it's just 1 week in a month, two weeks out the year. And constant training, educational training, so it really helps keep you well-rounded and groomed, right? And prepare you for jobs that I'm in now, city council.
Definitely.
You know, so, and it, again, discipline. If you're not disciplined, you can't serve your community as a city council person. And so I contribute a lot of things to the Army in terms of their disciplinarian process with the young people. Absolutely.
Well,